Yo, what is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we're building the best team possible for less than 1 million MT here in NBA 2K24 MyTEAM. And I have to say, you would hope that for a million MT, you could build one of the best squads in the game. And I truly do believe you have built pretty close to that. If you substitute in a couple of free cards and things of that nature, grind for a couple players, you're going to have close to the best team in the game. I don't think MT stretches quite as far as it used to, which is a real shame, especially with the budget card, the lack of budget cards and all that stuff. But I've been talking about that enough as of late. Anyways, I do think this 1 million MT team is really solid. It's an incredible starter team for somebody who are new to my team. If you were to just like buy a million MT, you could build a really good starter squad, which is expensive to be fair, but sometimes you just need a starter squad if you're new to the game. So with that being said, without further ado, let's hop right into it. We're going to start with the starting point guard position, who is the most expensive player on this team, and it is Diamond John Wall. The reason that I picked Diamond John Wall is because I think he is the perfect card for the meta of this game right now at the point guard position if you need a primary. You could also go Lonzo, who I actually do think is in the best team possible anyway, the better card. But for a team like this where you need a couple of pieces to really run your team, John Wall is maybe the best all-around offensive point guard in the game right now. His release is stupid fast, which helps with the fact that the shooting badges aren't incredible. You have to adjust to his release for sure. It's like significantly faster than literally anybody else in the game right now. I honestly don't know why, but it's so fast. So you have to adjust to the release. But once you do, he becomes incredible. I dropped like 30 points multiple times today with John Wall in games while I was going for my unlimited rank. He runs offense at an elite level. He's an incredible slasher. The Hoff precision dunker, by the way, stick dunking is legitimately really good. He's an incredible slasher, Hoff speed booster, blow by, and hyperdrive as well. Does everything in the court at an absolutely elite level, honestly, because he's a really good defensive guard as well. He's one of the better defensive guards in the game. Only 6'3", but plays big, and mashing isn't quite as good as it was last year anyway. John Wall can compete. He's a really good card. I'm very impressed with him, and I think 245,000 MT is honestly worth the price point. Dr. J comes in at the 2. I think Dr. J is just still a really good all-around card because he can defend, he can shoot, he can slash, and he is very quick as well. It just has really nice all-around, well-rounded badges. The shooting isn't incredible, but the release is really good when it comes to his shooting, which does help him out a lot with only a 73 ball and not really very good shooting badges. But Dr. J, his price has finally dropped to now where he is under 100,000 MT. He's like 93,000 MT, which honestly I think is a very reasonable price for a card as good as Dr. J. And I think he's an absolutely elite option at the shooting guard position still. For that price point, I kind of think it's honestly a little bit of a steal. And he comes in at the 2 for the squad. At the 3, Andre Kirilenko. Debatably the best lockdown defender in the entire game right now. In fact, I probably would say he's my favorite lock right now. He is insane in the defensive end of the court. 6'9", 7-foot wingspan. He plays like a 7-footer on the interior. Like, he is really hard to score on the interior. But then defensively on the perimeter, he's obviously insane as well. Huff clamps, Huff glove. Has silver anchor and brick wall, which help him out a ton on the interior compared to really all the other locks who don't have either of those badges. Additionally, he's got good speed. He's got a really smooth, easy release. So I shoot consistently with him offensively. Really, that's all he needs to do offensively. He does actually have some pretty decent playmaking badges and stuff. So if I want to playmake with him, he kind of can. He has a high enough ball handle, time burst, all that type of stuff. So he's a pretty viable, versatile card offensively as well. But I don't use him a ton offensively to do that type of stuff. Mostly offensively, he just shoots, but the value defensively is 100% there. 2 of these guys are in my starting lineup right now, John Wall and AK. So it's a really good starting lineup here. At the 4, we're going to go Anthony Davis. I almost want to put him at the 5, but I think your 4 and your 5 are pretty much interchangeable in this team. Y'all will see what I mean here in just a second. But 6'10" with a 7'5" wingspan, 72 speed and excel isn't insane, but it's good enough. He's a really versatile defender, stretches the floor well, nice and athletic as well. Some really good interior finishing badges, even if a lot of them are on lower tiers. And then obviously Hoff anchor post lockdown, his gold chase down a pogo stick, silver brick wall, rebound chaser, that type of stuff. Super duper versatile option at the big man spot. And then his A release is improved this year as well over last year, in my opinion. I really like the release as well. AD was the best big in the game when he first came out, or at least debatably after Shaq. I guess he wasn't the best, but he was the second best. And he's still one of the better ones in my team, still a competitive level card. And he comes in at the 4. At the 5, I got Jaren. Honestly, you should probably switch these, because Jaren has better speed. Jaren's almost 80 speed. It's like 79 speed versus AD only 72. So I think he fits better at power forward. Jaren does actually have a little bit bigger player build than AD, so maybe he guards a little better in the interior as well. But 92 interior, good dunker, capable shooter. Release is super nice on him as well. Honestly, I think it's even better than Anthony Davis's release. Really like the release that Jaren has, and I think that helps him out a lot. While he's also, like I said, a really good defender. Gold anchor and post, or Hoff anchor and post lockdown. Gold brick wall, chase down, pogo stick, rebound chaser, workhorse, silver interceptor. Honestly, really, really good defender. He's one of the better defensive bigs in the entire game, and he's an amazing, amazing card. Also, really, really good for 112,000 MT. Great price point for Darren. This starting lineup is insane. The bench is a little bit more budget, but honestly, it's still really, really good, and it's a really cohesive team as well. Y'all will see what I mean, because Michael Richardson is far from a primary ball handler. He is at his best when he does not have to do that. Wow, he can play make a little bit. He can dunk the ball. He has a high enough ball handle, the timing burst, that type of stuff. Defensively is where he really shines. He's an elite level defensive guard, can guard on ball, is going to be an absolutely incredible lock. The high on ball steal tendency, the 88, makes him really one of the best on ball lockdown defenders in the entire game. And he fits amazingly specifically next to Devin Booker, because Michael Richardson's release is good enough where he can stand off ball and shoot on offense and be capable enough, catch the ball, make one dribble move and attack throw to try to get a dunk, or use his size advantage potentially against other point guards. And then you can let Devin Booker actually run your offense on the majority of possessions. D-Book is still one of the best shot creators in the game, mainly because of his dribble style, his release, and his fade. Those three things are all absolutely exceptional, some of the best in the game. His push cross is insane, and then he just moves really, really solidly in general. Understandably, the speed is low. Even with a shoe that boosts up speed, excels speed with ball, it's still barely in the 80s on all three. And then defensively, he's very poor as well, but he's one of the best offensive cards in the game still. If y'all have used D-Book or been cooked by D-Book, y'all know what I'm talking about. And he's a decently expensive one to buy, no doubt about it. Don't even have the exact total right now for how much it costs to buy D-Book because the cards are so weirdly priced. But it does fit in the budget. That I am 100% aware of. I did the math earlier to make sure, but I don't have it all written down. With that being said, Robert Covington at the 4 or at the 3 saves a lot of MT for this team. 6,300 MT for a 3-and-D beast. Still a budget card who I feel like can compete with the top cards at his position in the game. Because all you need to do with the shooting guard position to really be viable, especially right now, is shoot the ball and make your open shots and then defend your butt off. Robert Covington can do both of those things. He doesn't even really have to be the primary defender. Michael Richardson can guard the opposing point guard for the most part, unless it's like magic. And Robert Covington will be just fine guarding whoever the secondary, or can guard primary as well. Really, really versatile card. Good release, decent speed. Defensively, he's good. He's not fast. He's not a shot creator at all. He's not a slasher, but he's a really good card in terms of what I need him to do, which is defense and shoot. At the 4, Joe Smith, nice pick and pop, really solid card. I like him as well. Again, just like the best part about Joe Smith is his release. D-Rob base, Al Horford upper is phenomenal. It's the same release he had last year. It's amazing, and he's a really good finisher as well. Badge-wise, he's not super complete, and stat-wise, honestly, he's not super complete either, but he's a really good finisher. He's not an awful interior defender. 79 isn't that bad, and he's got pretty decent speed as well. He is not a bad card at all, and then Serge Ibaka comes in at the backup center position. A card that I have literally talked about probably a million times on my channel is Serge Ibaka. Interior on both ends. He dunks the ball at a very high level, and he's got the anchor. He's got the interior defensive ability. And then obviously he can stretch the floor as well. Smooth release. Really, really good card. One of the best budget cards in the entire game. And definitely caps off this team really, really well with a few really good budget options. Rocco, Joe Smith, and Serge Ibaka. So this is a really good team, and you're not even thinking about the opportunity and the potential to add in some free cards to make it even better. Guys like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's The Ultimate Reward, Brandon Roy's The Ultimate Reward from Season 1. Bunch of free point guard cards have already come out. Maybe you have 1 or 2 more expensive cards on your team. Wilt Chamberlain at the center position, Chris Bosh, Joe Johnson. There's so many options for free cards that are attainable in different ways. Dwayne Wade even. That a team like this, especially with a little bit of grinding, can be upgraded into one of the best teams truly possible in my team. So with that being said, I hope y'all did enjoy the video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon, and I appreciate y'all. Peace.